Leo. All right, Leo. So, this is going to be your November 2019 reading with me, Kendrick from Providence Tarot. Show me how just came on. Okay, so let's go ahead and shuffle this. How's your Mercury retrograde going, Leo? I have a planet in Leo. Okay. And I have a lot of Leo friends. And fixed signs that I know are, I know a few. I'm using the Wild Unknown because I haven't used it in a while. I know. One more. Thank you for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. Definitely subscribe. Did I say that right? And comment. Nice things. Or, just tell me what's going on with you. I'm going to cut it now, okay? All right, here we go. I'm going to lay the cards out now. I'm going to do a traditional Providence Tarot Ascendant spread. And what I was thinking is that moving forward for the new year, I'm going to start, I was thinking Sag season, but I guess Capricorn season for the new year, changing business, doing a modified ascendant spread with essentially a sun, a moon position, past, present, future, and ascendant. You won't get the anxieties. You won't get the anxieties or the Mars or the Venus, which is the relationship, or the outcome or the energy moving forward, unless I get an email from you and I'll provide you with the link to the rest of the reading, and we'll do it like that. But that won't be starting until the new year. So let's talk about what's at the bottom of the deck for you, Leo. The bottom of the deck for you from the Wild Unknown is the Eight of Swords, okay? So this is talking about interference, right? That's what the Eight of Swords is talking about. And this is Jupiter and Gemini, right? So Jupiter does things big, right? And it does things kind of like overwhelmingly, right? It kind of like, it's the biggest planet. All of the planets in the solar systems can fit into Jupiter. And Jupiter takes opportunities and it takes risks, right? And it likes to, it goes 0 to 60. So there could have been something that happened quickly, you know what I mean? It could have gotten a little bit out of control because of Jupiter, okay? And Mercury is kind of like disconnected, right? A little bit detached, yeah? So there could have been some issues with communication or the interference of communication, or, the eights are talking about, the eighth house, which is talking about power, right? And shared resources, right? So there could have been like some sort of interference with some kind of shared resource or within some kind of information that was being provided. This is also a period for you, Leo, of just kind of like being underneath a layer and then coming out of that layer. You know what I mean? You're going through some sort of transformation, right? Definitely, with this being the eighth house of transformation and this being the Eight of Swords. So it's related to that. It's also related to the Strength card, number 8. I believe it's number 8 in this deck. If it's not, it's number 11. And if it wasn't the Strength card, it would be the Justice card, okay? So you could be dealing with the Leo, another Leo. You could be dealing with the Libra. You could definitely be dealing with, I'm just going to go there and say that. Or a Gemini, for sure. But it's definitely talking about, just kind of like maybe needing more information, right? Or maybe there being like something like that, some sort of like misstep of information, because this butterfly doesn't want to take a misstep, right? It doesn't want to open its wings too suddenly, right? Because it's in sort of fear of getting hurt, right? So it may not want to open up out of a fear of getting hurt or something like that. By these swords that are like just kind of like there around it, I do believe that this is something that can be controlled, or it can be, not maintained, but it can be dealt with, you know what I mean? Because the eighth house does talk about doing, it does talk about action, right? This is also kind of like maybe passive aggressive with the eighth house, passive aggressive communication, right? Withholding communication, or maybe just kind of like some of you could have been very forceful with some of the ways that you may have been communicating with someone, you know what I mean? Or someone may have done that with you, and then it was just causing you to have sort of like this interference of overwhelming thoughts in your mind that may not be bringing you to a place where you feel like you can control your thoughts enough to communicate. For some of you, okay? Whatever that's talking about. All right, so let's go ahead into what the center of the reading is talking about. Another, oh, it's not. I got excited. It's not another 8. It's a 7, and it's the 7 of Cups. And the 7 of Cups is talking about, relationships, right? Scorpio is talking about detoxing, right? So there might need to be like a spiritual detox here, or a detox within a relationship, perhaps, right? There's something trying to be figured out. Someone's trying to figure out how they feel about a relationship, perhaps. You might be weighing out a situation to move forward with, in terms of a relationship. And you might even be seeing something, right, Leo? Because you got 2 cards that are related to the 8th house in Scorpio, right? And then this one being 7 of Cups is kind of related to Libra, and it's related to Cancer too. So it's kind of like there could be there's something going on with receptivity and something not being received well, or something just not being very receptive. This might be closed off emotionally, perhaps. You could be closed off emotionally from a Cancer. You could be closed off emotionally from a Libra, perhaps with the 7th house. You could be closed off emotionally from a Scorpio. Or you yourself could be experiencing some tensions within a relationship, right? Being that you are a Leo and this is Scorpio. And if you're a Leo rising, then this is your 4th house, perhaps. Yes, am I right? Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio. Yes, it would be. So then it would be talking about home environments or family or mothering things, and this could be also holding back something. I don't know, because it does talk about holding back, and it does talk about maybe like wallowing in your feelings and escaping, right? Because it is a 7, okay, and that is related to the Chariot, talking about victory or getting from one point to another. It's kind of like, how are things maybe being done, right? And this is talking about relationships. So you might be experiencing some toxic relationships. You might be trying to cleanse yourself of some energy within a shared resource type of situation. You know what I mean? Because it is giving you Scorpio energy, right? For sure. And this is where the Mercury retrograde is happening, right now. And I believe that Venus is in Sagittarius by now. I have to double check that, but I was listening to an astrologer earlier, and that's what she was saying. Well, Mercury is there, and also Mars is in Libra at the end of Libra, right? And Mars rules Scorpio. So definitely Libra could be something here. It could just be like relationships, right? And you're just trying to figure things out, because this might be like confusing on how you feel about something, right? About someone or something, about moving forward with something, Let's see what's crossing you. The Tower, okay? So the Tower is crossing you, and the Tower is number 16, and when you add 1 and 6, that's a 7. So, there's something going on with a relationship, right? Because these are both 7s, okay? Okay, right, because when you reduce 16 to 1 and 6, you get a 7. So there's something there's been an imbalance here, you know what I mean? Because the Tower definitely changes things. So there could have been a relationship that's been changed, or there could have been a situation that you were moving forward with to change something, or you needed to move forward with a situation to detox or to get out of a toxic situation. Perhaps, you know what I mean? Because obviously the 7 of Cups is here, and it's talking about confusing emotions because of debauchery, and it's like seeing the dark side and the bright side at the same time. You know what I mean? And then the Tower comes in, and it also allows you to feel like you can move forward with something. This is the influence. This is the immediate influence. What's coming in the Tower? It's Mars. It's talking about destruction, right? Cleansing, renewal through fire or through destruction or breaking something. So something has been broken, right? Or something has been damaged, right? Because the Tower also talks about damage that's been done, right? So let's go ahead and look at the past. Temperance. Okay, so in the past, temperance is a 5, so that's also related to the Hierophant, which is Taurus, which is squaring you, right? And right now we have the moon there, exalted, with Uranus, which is talking about change. And the moon definitely fluctuates a lot too. It knows change, right? Well, Uranus is actually in its fall in Taurus, and the moon is exalted, okay? So the moon is there. It's bringing some awareness to the emotional, right? Where you are emotionally, and definitely with career too. So something's going on with your career. You're trying to weigh some stuff out, right? Because this is 14 and it's a 5. It's related to Hierophant, earn income, right? So you're trying to figure out what's working for you in terms of career, right? Well, you might need to be making some changes, right? Because it's related to the 5th house, right? Also, which is Leo, creation, right? How are you going to create some changes? Yeah, because this is talking about getting to a point and feeling like there needs to be something different, or making it's kind of like not forcing something to work, but allowing yourself to see how something could work for you. So it's kind of like you have to get spiritually attuned to what might be happening around you, and most of all inside of you. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like being aware of what is being created externally, but also what is happening and what is developing and what is evolving and changing spiritually for you. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like do what I have to do type of energy, right? With it being temperance, because it's like you really can't get past this point unless you figure out what it is that's being, taught to you spiritually, right? For some reason. I don't know why that's coming out for some of you guys, you know? And this is Sagittarius energy, so it's talking about learning, right? So in the past, you learned something. You could be coming out of a learning situation and realizing that you needed to make some changes, and that's why this is happening here right now in the future or in the present. Because this is present energy. It's sevens, right? These sevens are talking about conflicts, but there's an advantage here. You know what I mean? So there's a way to move forward out of these conflicts that you find yourself in, with the Scorpio card here being ruled by Mars, and I was talking about Mars being in Libra, and then the Tower here, which represents Mars, right? So you could be dealing with a Capricorn, a Scorpio, or an Aries, and perhaps a Libra, or things with like the self or ego, or just like initiating things or impulse, right? That type of thing. Or you could be just dealing with hidden things, or you could be dealing with some things that kind of like are changing things for you. You know what I mean? You need some changes. So it does talk about transformation as well, right? In a way, because it's talking about moving forward because of a change, you know what I mean? And not being emotionally attached to something, not being emotionally attached to the situation that you find yourself in conflict with right now, because it really is just a conflict to move past. But it's kind of like, what are you learning moving past whatever this conflict is that you might have been experiencing? And it's maybe how you relate to something, right, that was meant to help you or to bring you more pleasure, or meant to harmonize something for you. So something is going, like, this is meant to change something for you, to show you something that is meaningful, right, with the Temperance card being here in the past position, okay? And it's saying don't be afraid of whatever these changes are that are occurring. Let's look at your sun position, the High Priestess, right? The High Priestess is talking about submitting to something, sacrificing something. It's feeling, it's understanding and knowing, right? Because the High Priestess is definitely talking about your intuitive insights, right? What have you felt that you knew was kind of like real, right? But you may have ignored, because the twos do talk about what you might be ignoring as well. So the sun could be shining in a place that might have been hidden for you before, because it is the High Priestess, you know what I mean? And it does talk about spaces, that you find yourself in, right? Confusing spaces, confusing spots, right? Because it's a 2, right? The High Priestess. So it does go back to that moon energy of moon being in Taurus, okay? And Taurus being the 2nd house and the High Priestess being the 2nd card. Okay, sorry, I haven't been showing you guys the cards, and this is pretty good lighting because the sun isn't shining so much. So this is in your sun position, right? and the sun opposes the moon, what happens? We get a full moon. So this full moon could really be bringing something into your head that's bringing, change of feelings, right? So this could be the fluctuation or the change of feelings. You could be going through a lot of different feelings right now. Your intuitive insight is on, but then it's also, you have to like not get lost in the confusion or get lost in the Neptunian in place, right? The two, right? Within the boundaries, right, that Neptune has placed you in right now, and just kind of like get lost there, right? And it's also kind of like, are you willing to accept how you feel, right? Right? Because you could be feeling like something, some kind of way about something, but you might also even be ignoring that feeling, Because the twos do also talk about what you might be allowing and what you might be ignoring just to be able to relate, Because Venus is exalted in Pisces, and the High Priestess is Pisces, right? And Venus rules Taurus, but she's exalted in Pisces. She also rules Libra, and you got 2 7s here, and you also got a 2, which Libra's talking about weighing 2 options out, right? So there could be focus is brought on weighing out some options here, right? Choosing something, because the 2s do also have to talk about making choices, right? But this choice was made from a feeling, perhaps, Leo. And it could have something to do with money. Exactly, yeah, because it is a 2. And that's how the 2, the second house is Taurus, right? High Priestess, right? Pisces, 2, Jupiter, right? Available, right? What's available, okay? Yeah. Let's also, what's available for you to understand? Are you available to understand something that Spirit is telling you? Right? That's very, very obvious because it's the High Priestess in the Sun position. And the High Priestess card is placed just like this, and she's looking down towards the Temperance card, right? Both of these are very spiritual. This is a 2 Pisces, right? Okay, the second house is Taurus. Hierophant is number 5. This is 14, right? We got that energy. Okay, so there's something that is changing that wasn't necessarily before. Okay, and you find yourself at a crossroads, right? And this is definitely like a phoenix, right? There's definitely some sort of like transformative energy that is happening here with this Mars energy from the tower, right? There's a rebuilding, right? Because the tower is Mars, and Mars is exalted in Capricorn, and that is the builder. It's talking about karmic evolutions and changes that happen that allow you to rebuild, because we all have to renovate. You know what I mean? Okay. In the moon position, you have the 5 of Pentacles, okay? So this is talking about commitments. It's talking about institutions, relationships, friendships, romances as well. And it's also talking about money. It's talking about, a sense of self as well. How you might see yourself. How you think yourself to be, or what you think you have the capabilities to manifest, right? Or create. You might be in doubt a little bit because this is the 5 of Pentacles. You might be doubting something. You might be doubting your commitment to something. It could be a job for sure, right? Because you're like, my feelings, I don't know, my feelings might change, about this, or your feelings still haven't changed about a job that you might be doing, and you're considering like what you want to do about that, dissatisfaction, right? But this is Mercury in Taurus, okay? And Mercury right now is in Scorpio, which is opposing Taurus, okay? And being that Mercury likes to move around a lot, Scorpio likes to be in one place, this could be talking about, feeling like you're at a loss within a lot of different things, in areas of work and money, okay? And this could even be talking about, an environment that you find yourself in, that may not have been working out for you, right? So you feel locked out in the cold in some kind of way, right? You feel like you're not in the conditions that you're meant to be in, okay? That's what you're feeling like. Or some of you might be feeling like you don't want to be in the place that you are in. You know what I mean? Because this rose doesn't want to be cold and wet, right? Also, the fives are related to belief systems, right? And it's kind of like, you know, you have to understand that your mind is very busy, you know, and sometimes we can get used to old ways and something needs to change. You know what I mean? And that's what this is talking about. Something needing to change and understanding how to make those things change, or understanding what the change is showing you or teaching you, because it's the proof of something. The conflicts definitely bring about questions, right? And certain truths to things, right? Conflicts do, for real, right? That sounds a little confusing when I say it, but I think you know what I mean, Leo. I think you feel me. Okay, so let's look at the anxieties, right? And disappointments, if you want to call it that. Another five of swords, okay? So, this is Venus in Aquarius. Venus is, Taurus. So you definitely could be dealing with Taurus or Taurus energy. You definitely could be dealing with Aquarius energy. So there's some tension here going on with you know, um, just what might be fair and what might be fairly understood or misunderstood, because this could be a misunderstanding, right? Because Aquarius is talking about knowledge and information, right? That is processed, okay, um, and that is used in a mature way, okay, using communication and using notably, right? Noticeability. I don't know what the hell I'm saying, but you know what I mean. That's what these anxieties are about. The beauty of a friendship or the beauty of a situation. It could be even work. You know what I mean? So you have anxieties about the work too. You have anxieties about being able to recommit to something else after this one thing may not be working for you. It could be a home situation too. You could be worried about something like that, because the fives are related to Taurus energy, and Taurus likes security, especially within the home, right? Within safe spaces or places that, they get used to, right? So you may have thought it's kind of like not getting comfortable, right? So you might be feeling a little bit uncomfortable right now, physically, right? And in your mind, right? There's some things going on, some places that you feel like you can't get out of physically and mentally and monetarily and financially, right? Because I feel like you might need some things and you're worried about where those things might be coming from, right? Items, things that you might need, things that you might even want, you know. Holiday season is coming up. That's also a thing, okay? Because the fives are talking about, traditions, and that's Hierophant energy as well. And so it also is Leo energy as well, tradition. So there could be some things going on with family right now. It's like, do you want to go home for the holidays? Do you want to be around your family for the holidays? Do you want to keep it solo and just focus on you for the holidays and work on these changes that you have going on? You know what I mean? Or are you going to keep it a smaller Christmas type of situation, or Thanksgiving, or is it going to be like something that is more traditional? But you're kind of like worried about something like that, and there's something dealing with family issues here, right? And work, definitely some work stuff with these fives being here, okay. Yeah, and some friend stuff, maybe some romantic things, some of you could be confused about a romantic partner, or there can be some tensions going on with communicating with a romantic partner, right? Or the reality that you find yourself in now with a romantic partner. Because these fives are still here talking about some kind of commitment that you might still be attached to, fixed on, because the fives are fixed. It's talking about we're fixed on situations that we cannot do anything about. So it's meant for us to learn the Temperance card, 14, right? Because you got 3 cards here that represent that 5 energy in 5th house, which is you. But your 5th house is actually Sagittarius, right? Father of Pentacles. This came up earlier when I was deciding to do this deck for you. The Father of Pentacles is reliable, right? So Mars is here, right? This is the position of Mars. So the Father of Pentacles is air and he's earth. So, he's very, very objective, right? You know, detached from things emotionally, right? Because he's using his head, right? And he's using things that are actually in front of him in his reality to get things done, right? Right? Because he's Taurus. So he already has that experience, right? Of Aries, right? Of self, what it's going to take to materialize things, right? So there's a focus here that's brought to the materialization of something, right, and the achievement of the materialization of something, because the Father of Pentacles is talking about achievement, and he is Pentacles, so he's the materialization of that, right? And maturity, right? Materialization, maturity, right? Materializing into something. Okay, so this is good. Also, this is talking about a more responsibility. So you might be seeing yourself faced, right, Mars? I'm faced with more responsibility here in some situation or some circumstance that that you are attached to now, because it's Father of Pentacles, right? This could be work, you know what I mean? That type of thing. So you're realizing what the responsibility might be there, or you're realizing that you might want to elevate or upgrade somewhere in your life in terms of like work or career or what you might be doing. Some of you might even be bringing a focus to saving money, right? Because the Father of Pentacles definitely knows how to build, right? He knows how to make things real. He knows how to save, right? It's talking about saving money, right? That type of thing, you know? And it's business. And also, energy of the Father, perhaps. So some of you guys could be dealing with that. You know what I mean? That type of energy. Tensions with Father, or tensions with a male, that you are close to, that you rely on in some kind of way, that you have an attachment, a real, right, substantial attachment to, being that it's Earth. That type of thing. Okay? Father of Pentacles. Taurus energy. Uranus is in Taurus right now. And so is the moon. Okay? Son of Cups. Alright, we're giving Knight of Cups right here. This is Pisces energy in the love placement. And also 1/3 Aquarius. Okay, so you could be dealing with a Pisces, or you could be dealing with an Aquarius. And this is a situation, right? This is opening up to a situation, or kind of showing some kind of compassion, or compassion is being showed in some way, shape, or form towards someone. There might be some kind of like overwhelming sense of responsibility to show compassion from someone or towards someone. Because it is the Son of Cups, and that is a Knight, and that is very responsible energy, right? And there's a purpose here, right, to show compassion, because it is Pisces, and Aquarius definitely wants to give, wants to share, right, in a different way than Libra does. Libra's not thinking one-on-one. Aquarius is thinking of sharing with everyone, you know what I mean? So we're thinking of that too. So this is kind of like wearing the heart on the sleeve, but then it's also that energy of submitting, right, and sacrifice and undoing, that type of thing. So there could be some accidental, right, starts, or there could be some accidental feelings, perhaps, because it is Pisces. So it's like, oh my God, stuff, feelings all over the place, you know what I mean? Like, kind of like being a little like in and out with the feelings, okay? And this could be in and out with the feelings towards a water sign male, any water sign, right? And this Father of Pentacles person in this position here could be anyone that's Earth, right? Venus ruled too, and this is Neptune ruled and Jupiter ruled. Okay, so some of you could be dealing with Sag, some of you could be dealing with Pisces, some of you could be dealing with Libra, Taurus energy, right? And other. Sorry, I keep doing that with my lips, or other Earth signs. Let's see what your outcome and energy moving forward is. Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so this is a new beginning, right? This is a new beginning. This is a new chance to do something, right? This is a new seed to plant, right? There's an opportunity for growth here and change in some kind of way, but it is how you recognize and identify with this opportunity that you see. You know what I mean? There's an ending and there's a beginning, okay? And this beginning is going to bring about something that you can really focus on, right? So the focus is money, really. So this is saying a new job, perhaps, right? I see a new job for some of you Leos, or a new way to make money. That's definitely for sure. right? Or maybe you could be experiencing a raise, right? This is a surprise, perhaps. You know, that type of thing. Mercury, right? Mercury retrograde in your fourth house, okay, which is Leo. And that's talking about, or your fourth house, which is Scorpio. And Scorpio definitely does talk about, like money as well, just like Taurus does, but in a different way, shared resources, right? Okay, so let's look at so you could be dealing with a house, you could be dealing with any kind of thing, right? Let's look at what is going on here with your future card. Wow. As Karangbin comes on, and I love this band. Let me just turn it up a little bit. Look, I got my feather. At first, when I put it in, I was like, people are going to be like, the feather in your hair. I didn't want it to seem like I was like, appropriating anything, although I do have Native American, blood that runs through my family on my grandmother's side. But, I haven't dived very deep into that. Anyway, I'm going way too far into my life. In the future position, yes, you have the Three of Swords. So this is talking about karmic relationships, and this is also talking about learning lessons from relationships, right? And things form, right? Things coming into form, coming into a greater understanding of something, right? You're learning something from a relationship, right? That is karmic for you. Leo, and sun, moon, rising, or if you have like your ruling planet there, or if your sun is in your fifth house, okay? This is a reading for you, okay? But the threes are also talking about communication. So we're learning about communication here, and we're learning how communication can also make things difficult, because this is talking about difficulties in relationships, because Saturn talks about the effort and sometimes the effort to communicate, right? Responsibility as well, because Saturn talks about responsibility and exalts it in Libra, because we have a responsibility within our relationships, you know what I mean? And that's what Saturn in Libra does talk about. It talks about lessons that you learn when you attach to things, when you attach to people, places, and things. Everything is connected with the threes, right? Because that's Empress energy, which is an understanding that we are all connected, right? Libra is the Justice card, number 11. 11th house is Aquarius. That is talking about everyone being, connected through all of our energy. Just kind of like 6 degrees of separation, right? That's very Aquarius, which actually opposes you. Okay. This could be talking about divorce, right? For sure. In some kind of way. Or something changing, a relationship changing form. Okay, or a different understanding, a new understanding. Someone could be seeing something in a different way, because it is talking about the initiation of something. And Saturn is saying, have you learned your lesson with something, with a relationship? For sure. Okay, it could also be talking about a relationship with a sibling, right? Cousin, aunts, uncles, right? Gemini, Libra, Taurus. Yeah. Capricorn or Aquarius too, with this being Saturn. Okay, let's look at your card at the very top. It's about to be 3333. Bam. Father of Wands. This is you, Leo, right? What's happening? Are you focusing on you? Because this is your ascendant position. That's your first house of self, right? How you identify with yourself, right? And this is Father, so this is maturity. So something is mature, right? Something, this is fixed fire with air. You know what I mean? So it's talking about focus, and it's talking about processing your thoughts, right? About something. Okay? But then it's also thoughts and actions, right? Thinking and acting, right? Acting after thinking. Okay? And this talks about, energy and creativity. And it also talks about authority. It talks about, success, creative success, and work as well, right? Because if this is Leo, and it's also 1/3 of the sign that comes before it, it's also Cancer as well, And Cancer is talking about the home, it's talking about the mother, right? And it could be talking about some fixed emotions in some sort of sense, right? or it's kind of like your emotions might have shifted or changed because that 1/3 of Cancer, right? So something inside has changed, right? That's giving energy to the action, right? Because Father of Wands is Leo, and that's energy that's burning, right? Okay. It could be also, if it could be an Aries or any other fire sign, Sagittarius, right? And this is also talking about us coming out of the retrograde of Scorpio and going into Sagittarius, perhaps. Because the Father of Wands could be Sagittarius, being that the Father of Wands is the oldest fire sign, the most mature, and we're getting closer to Sagittarius season. So I feel like you will be feeling fully like yourself again, right? Once we get to this Sagittarius season, because we will be in a fire season. We haven't been in a fire season since you, right? For real, we haven't. So you're going to be feeling good when we get back around to that trining energy of Sagittarius. These changes that are occurring are meant to occur, right? Here, future position. Things change, right? They change form. But, that doesn't mean that, this isn't like a death card or anything like that type of energy, right? It's just re-understanding, right? Because it is a 3. It is related to the 3rd house that Mercury rules, which is Gemini, right? Okay, I'm going to leave y'all, Leo, with that. I don't think I'm going to pull any more extra cards, but thank you so much for watching Providence Tarot. I am doing a November special, okay? It's 15 minutes for $20. Email providencetarotkendrick@gmail.com. Definitely follow me on Instagram, Providence Tarot. I'm also NYC Kendrick NYC. Okay, I have a few accounts, and I have a food account as well. It's called The Tongue Pop. Like that. Thank you so much, and hopefully you guys got some messages. Remember that when the new year comes around, I'm going to be sending links for extendeds, okay? And I'm just going to be doing the first half of the reading. I'll post a picture on the Instagram stories of the spread so that you can see it there. There are 6 videos up right now: Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, and I believe Gemini, Sag. Those are the 6 that are up. I'm going to be doing the other ones, as we move throughout the next week and a half or whatever. So I'm going to try to do as many as I can. All right, Leo, thank you so much. I will talk to you soon. And enjoy your full moon in Taurus, which is right now.